We learned a lot about the Los Angeles Lakers in the 119-115 loss to the Houston Rockets. And in fact, all signs are pointing to one particular move that head coach JJ Redick has to make in order to maximize this Lakers roster, not only for the immediate future, but for down the road in the playoffs if the Lakers want to survive in advance in the Western Conference and reach the NBA Finals, and of course, hoist the Larry O'Brien Trophy. And today, we're going to talk about this game against the Rockets and this one move that the Lakers need to make in order to get their season where they want it to be. And welcome to Lakers Digest here, guys. My name is Hunter Pitcoff, and we cover everything, and I mean everything, surrounding your Los Angeles Lakers. If you haven't already, guys, stop what you're doing right now and just hit that subscribe button. We want to reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. That is our New Year's goal for January 2025, and many of you guys watch these videos, and we appreciate the support. But if you want to reach that platinum status, just click that subscribe button. Hop on this bandwagon first before everybody else hops on it, and you can get your ticket front row, front and center. But before we get into the main topic of today's video, guys, let's just talk about this from the game a little bit, because I know a lot of you guys are probably pretty upset. The Lakers were down as much as 22 points, I think, in that loss against the Rockets. Rockets got off to a really hot start. Lakers were able to claw their way back, but we all know why they ultimately lost this game, guys, and this is why. The battle on the boards, right? That is how the Los Angeles Lakers ultimately lost this game against the Rockets. As you see right here, they had 39 rebounds in this one and 29 on the defensive side of the ball. Well, let's look at the Rockets here. The Rockets had 49 rebounds in total, but 18 on the offensive glass. And, guys, that led to, it led to 28 points for the Houston Rockets. And in a game, guys, where the Lakers lose by 4 points and you let up 28 second chance points against Houston, that's how you're going to lose. That's where you have a problem in Houston, Texas. And so the Rockets, give them a ton of credit. I think the unsung hero of this game for them was Steven Adams. And I don't want to gloat too much about the Rockets. I know we're not Rockets Digest. We are Lakers Digest. But Steven Adams caused a ton of problems for this team. I mean, he had 7 offensive rebounds. I couldn't tell you how many of those came in the fourth quarter alone. But when the Lakers were only down 2 entering the fourth, Steven Adams kept so many possessions alive, and that led to so many open shots, more specifically open corner threes for the Houston Rockets. And if you look at this right here, Alperen Sengun was a -14, the plus-minus, and Steven Adams was a +17. And guys, I know, plus-minus is not everything. However, when it's that drastic, and Steven Adams and Sengun don't play together, right? Sengun, he's the starter. He's, in my opinion, probably the best player on the Rockets. When he's out of the game, that's when Steven Adams comes in and relieves him. But they had to give Adams extended minutes here because of how well he played. So I think Steven Adams was the unsung MVP of this game. Maybe like the best role player for the Rockets. And Jalen Green was extremely hot, especially start off the game, which really propelled the Rockets to a big lead and had the Lakers having to claw their way back throughout the rest of the entire game. But that's how the Lakers lost, and this has clearly been an issue for the Lakers all season long, is being able to clean up on the glass. And LeBron James and Anthony Davis, look, those two guys 100% did their thing out there. I mean, Anthony Davis had 13 rebounds. LeBron had 13 rebounds, nearly had a triple-double in this one. And so you look at this, I mean, other guys not really rebounding. Austin Reaves, who's been averaging 8 over the last 5 games, had 0 in this one. And you had Max Christie with 6. He did his part. But other than that, really nobody. I mean, Jackson Hayes was pretty much unplayable in this one. The Houston Rockets, who are one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the entire NBA, I believe they lead the NBA in second chance points. This was a bad mismatch for the Lakers, and the Rockets exposed it. So give the Rockets a ton of credit for being able to execute on the Lakers' mistakes and their inability to clean up the glass on a consistent basis. However, like I said, guys, I don't want to keep you waiting too long here. There is one big thing that we learned from this game, in my opinion. It's something that I've been preaching for a while, probably for the last week plus, and it's probably something that I think Laker fans alike as well. Let me know down below in the comments. They also think this too, and all signs are pointing to this. And JJ Redick is going to have to make this decision, and it might have to happen sooner than we even think. The tough decision in the starting lineup. So when the Lakers acquired Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton from the Brooklyn Nets, sending out D'Angelo Russell, Maxwell Lewis. There was a question, right? Who's going to be the new starting five? We know Shake Milton's not going to start, but with how well Max Christie's been playing, we know how well Austin Reaves has been playing. Rui Hachimura's had a good season. LeBron, Anthony Davis, these are your superstars. Was something going to change bringing in Dorian Finney-Smith? And so far, the answer's been no. The starting lineup has been what the starting lineup has been before Dorian Finney-Smith got there. However, Dorian Finney-Smith, his skill set, and you saw JJ Redick really trust and rely on it at the end of the game where he was relying on Dorian Finney-Smith over Rui Hachimura, who had himself a nice game as well. I think it's time to make this move soon and to put Dorian Finney-Smith in the starting lineup next to Austin Reaves and Max Christie and bring Rui Hachimura as your sixth man off the bench. Now, the way I look at it this way, guys, is that it has less to do with what Rui Hachimura can't do compared to what Dorian Finney-Smith can do and how it complements the rest of those guys more. Let's take it back to the bubble, right? The 2020 team that won the championship. What did the Lakers do well? Because they still had LeBron James and Anthony Davis, right? They're going to do what they're going to do. But the winning formula around these guys, and specifically LeBron James, as we've seen him throughout all of his stops in his career, is to surround him with guys who can play defense on the perimeter and can shoot the three ball. Max Christie and Dorian Finney-Smith are the two guys most equipped to do that. And Austin Reaves is your playmaker and your shot creator, shot maker. LeBron AD, they're going to do everything. You put those two guys in your starting lineup now you have a really solid, well-balanced basketball team. Rui Hachimura, while he can really score the ball, he's not a good perimeter defender. I've always said he's more of a forward than he is a three. The Lakers have tried to fit a square peg in a round. I'm blanking on the term, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, so Rui Hachimura has just been a mismatch fit. And while offensively he makes sense, defensively he does not. And Dorian Finney-Smith had probably his best game of his Laker career so far here. 13 points in this one. 5 of 9 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. Played some really good defense, 2 steals as well. I thought Dorian Finney-Smith had a really good game. And Rui Hachimura had a good game. 13 points, 5 of 9, 3 of 6 from 3. I mean, Rui Hachimura had a good game here as well. So it wasn't like both of them can coexist. They can both play on the court at the same time. But the Lakers too, right? There's a reason why D'Angelo Russell came off the bench. It's because they don't have a lot to offer scoring-wise off the bench. If you have Rui Hachimura, who we know is a good ISO scorer, he can play on the ball, he can play off the ball. He's been really good at cutting to the basket as well. And on top of that, he's been a really good spot three-point shooter since he's come to LA. With Dalton Knecht off your bench, now you have two guys that can really score, whereas Finney-Smith's really more of a guy who gets most of his points in the rhythm of an offense and kind of just getting those opportunities rather than creating them himself, whereas Dalton and Rui Hachimura can create for themselves and also play off those guys too. So if you have Rui and Dalton Knecht coming off your bench, and then you have Christie and Dorian Finney-Smith who can handle guarding the team's best players, and with Anthony Davis as your anchor defensively, LeBron, Austin Reaves, who LeBron consistently is not going to be playing at a super high level defensively, just kind of due to his age, and he needs to preserve his body, and Austin Reaves, who just isn't really a plus defender. You're going to need two really freaking good defenders in that starting lineup. And to provide floor space for LeBron AD to operate in the paint, getting two guys that can shoot the ball like Max, like Dorian Finney-Smith, that's going to be big for this team. And so I think that's going to be your solution right there. Get Finney-Smith and Christie in the lineup. With this current roster construction, those two guys are really going to operate very nicely. Plus, if you get Jared Vanderbilt back, like we reported, he might be coming back pretty soon. Now you're going to have Vanderbilt, Dalton Knecht, and Rui Hachimura, plus Gabe Vincent and Jackson Hayes or Koloko, whoever you want. That looks like a much more formidable team, and that's why I was such a proponent of this Dorian Finney-Smith trade, because it just gives the Lakers so many more options. And let's just get into the final point here, guys, before I kind of go off the rails here. The Lakers showed a lot of guts in this game. I think that this game last year under the Darvin Ham era is over after the first quarter. They didn't have many games where they were down and out and they came back and won. Sort of toward the end of seasons because they were playing desperate, but in game 35 of the season, that wasn't going to happen. But this team, their ability, and Houston played pretty well the entire game. They were extremely hot to start the game, But it wasn't like they put their foot off the gas pedal too much here. Like, they played pretty well for 4 quarters. But the Lakers were able to find a way, and they just did not give up, and they did not quit. And I know Laker fans, guys, were all upset. Max Christie makes the boneheaded decision to inbound it. LeBron, I mean, he clearly calls a timeout. But in that kind of moment like that, the refs are not paying attention to someone calling a timeout on the court. They're going to look at either Max Christie. They're going to look at JJ Redick on the sideline. They're not going to look at LeBron, although he's right in front of the ref. Like, they screwed that one up. And on top of that as well, JJ Redick, not particularly happy with one of these other calls here as well. He the offensive foul on Anthony Davis, which also was a complete flop by Aaron Holiday. It was like a legal screen. LeBron does hit a 3 there, and it would have made it a 1-point game and give the Lakers at least a puncher's chance to come back. I'm not sure they would have won, but they at least would have had like a shot. He called that egregious, and I agree. There was some poor officiating at the end of this game, guys, but I don't think that's the reason the Lakers lost. They just didn't execute. And the good thing for Max Christie is this happened in Game 35 of the regular season. This did not happen in a Game 6 elimination game in the Western Conference semifinals. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's better he learns this now. He's someone who does learn from his mistakes. He's not a super mistake-prone player, considering his age. He's only 21 years old. So, and this is his first year getting legit minutes and closing out games. JJ clearly trusts him a ton, and he just messed up. It happens. It's not the reason they lost. Even LeBron said we didn't lose because of that inbound pass. So, for Max Christie, it sucks. You want to make those moments, but at the same time, though, it is what it is. It happened. The Lakers were losing the entire game. It wasn't like they were only losing in that moment, and Max Christie just doesn't make the play. But, guys, the good thing about the NBA, it's not like college football. It's not like the NFL. There's 82 games to figure it out. The Lakers are going to figure it out. Max Christie's going to figure it out, and I'm confident this Laker team can get on the right foot. But that might start with putting Dorian Finney-Smith in the starting lineup for Rui Hachimura. Not necessarily as a demotion for Rui, but just to kind of help out the Lakers in this synergy and what JJ Redick wants to do on both ends of the court. But let me know down below, guys. 119-115 loss to to Houston Rockets here on Sunday night here. Does Dorian Finney-Smith need to enter the starting lineup? Or do you think that they should stick with what they have, stick with Rui, or maybe somebody else, or perhaps a trade to really help out this team? But again, guys, I love your feedback. Always say, let's keep it positive, good vibes. We can argue, we can disagree, but, you know, let's all respect each other in those comment sections as well. And I'm going to say it one last time. We want to reach 5,000 subscribers. If you're already watched throughout this entire video and you're not subscribed, like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Just click that subscribe button. It's free. It don't cost you a damn thing, and it really helps us out. If you like what you're seeing, you want everything surrounding your Los Angeles Lakers here, rumors, reports, trades, game coverage. We got it all covered here in Lakers Digest, so come join the La Familia now.